Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Delightful Creations. I'm Amber, and today I have a book share with you. So I have two different places that I went. One is my library, and they did their vintage book sale. So I'm going to show you those books first, and then after that I'm going to show you the books that I picked up from the bookstore, the big bookstore, Ye Old Book Nook. Now this book here, Montana Native Plants and Early Peoples, I found at my library in the free section. And I had to pick it up because I spent a good chunk of my life in Montana and I just love the pages that go this direction. And I like these images as well because you can color them. These would make great coffee dyed pages. They aren't glossy. And yeah, I just thought I have to have that. So this was a freebie, so that's a bonus. And then this, you guys, oh my goodness, look at this cover. It is like, it's not painterly feel, but it's very coarse and deep textured feel. And I just saw it and I'm like, I have to have it. And so what it is the Biology of Plants. Raven Everett Curtis, 3rd edition. And this was in the free section, like free. Awesome. So when you go to the vintage book sale and you buy some books, you're allowed to go to the free section and you get to pick a free out. So I picked this one and I think it's so beautiful. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet, but look at how fun. Now the pages in here are semi-glossy and pretty thin. So I don't know, like that's, yeah, we're not going to be probably using some of these images, but there's a bunch of little tea cards, journal cards, you know, some interesting plant life, some more flowers. I love the butterfly. I like the people. There are things in here to use, absolutely. And then there's things to make envelopes out of, right? Or pockets, or I have no idea. Well, belly bands, whatever you'd like to use as a base. Like in the Franken papers, these would be great Franken papers. Rip them up. There's not going to be anything bad here, and it's biology, so you're going to get like the little cells and organisms and the cryoplast and the rhizoplast. I remember studying about those types of things when I was in high school, a long time ago. Oh my goodness, I just thought it would be such a fun book, mainly for the cover. I mean, I bought it for the cover, or I chose it for the cover because I thought maybe I'd turn it into an art journal. I don't know. It's big and it's beautiful. And I'm not too fond of the blue, but these are like, oh yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, okay, let's get into the vintage book sale items first. So I found this one here, and what they do is they go around and every single book, they put one of these in, or most of the books if they have it. So this is an antique book from 1941. I paid $1 for it. It's graded German readers, and I just love it. So it was $1.80, and it is actual German. I might scooch it in a bit. And so I have no idea what any of this is, but because it's German readers, I'm guessing it's for children. And these are really pretty cool papers, and they're just small, and I just really enjoy looking at the different font and text on there. And then it gives you a little bit of a glossary back here, or vocabulary. And so that's a fun book. And I'm just going to keep these in here for now, probably forever, until I actually use the entire book up. And then I have this one. It's called Victory by Conrad. It's an antique 1921 book for $1. And I chose this because I liked the size of it, and I liked the paper feel. So it's hard to describe what this feels like. It's thin and kind of waxy feeling. Not quite matte, not quite glossy. It's very interesting. And I think it still has a lot of life left in it for being over 100 years old. I don't know what this is about. I could read it, but I don't think I will. But just that it was called Victory, I thought that was neat. So that was a fun little book. And I liked, you know, the cover. It could, you know, a little worse for wear there. But I just like the pages, honestly. So there's that one. Okay. And, oh, this one. I chose this one because of what it says. Prose and Poetry, the Sunshine Book. And it is a really pretty yellow. And then there's all these interesting, like, hieroglyphic etchings in here that just make you go, wow, what is this book about? Look at this guy's nose. Like, silly. And so this one here is 1946. I paid $2 for this book. And it has some pretty yellow ink throughout here. And I thought that was another interesting thing with some images, because look at that. The fox and the armadillo. And some cute little short stories, little poetry things, little fun bits. Here, this was just sitting in the book. It's an old piece of paper. Like even that's a treasure to me. Marking this spot here, the elf and the fairies. And then there is some more of like this, the Russian winter, a famous painting. But a lot of them are this yellow tone, which is really cool. Just really cool, different. I've never seen anything like it. So I thought you might enjoy it. Yeah, that was this one. And then I got a couple of big books. So this one here, this was in the donation pile. So this is a National Typewriting thing. It does not have a slip in it because you pick from this area and you pay what you want with a minimum of $1. So you can, it's basically like a donation to the library. So I took this one and I believe I gave $1 for it. I really like typewriter books. I think the font looks fun and the fact that it opens this way. So then when you're done with it, you have a really fun book. And look at that golden red color. Yes. Awesome. And then, so that was fun. And then this one here as well was in the free section. It is a Flowering Trees of the Caribbean. And it's very grungy. It's very distressed. And that's probably, oh, maybe not. I guess I paid $5 for this one. But it's very distressed and very grungy teal. I just love it. And I love the size. So this is from 1951. Sorry, I thought this was another free book. But this one has giant pages. Look at that. And that's why I chose it. Just huge pages. Huge florals. Look at that. Vibrancy. My goodness. So pretty. And these are like Caribbean flowers. Oh, I'll show you that. Look, there's stuff in here. So the person that owned this stuck other pages in here, which I thought was really cool. Pictures of different books. Look at that image. This is obviously not. This is a magazine, Modern Maturity, that they just liked and they stuck in here. So like a junk journaler or a person of keeping. Oh, that feels fun. Of keeping of things like we all tend to do, but to find it inside of a book, like newspaper clippings. So fun. Oh my gosh, like a treasure within a treasure, right? Look at that old church. Oh my gosh, look at that. Grandma Moses, America. Look at those beautiful, the coloring isn't as great on the camera, but it is beautiful red tones in there. That's really pretty. That's cool. And then, yeah, some more roses here as well from a magazine. I just had to have it. Had to have it. So that's going to be a fun book to get into, you know, one day. I keep telling myself I need to use the books I have, but then I find more books that I gotta have. These two I didn't really need to have. I got, well, this one I wanted because it was German. This one I could have done without, but for $1, and I'm not going to pass it up. Okay. Plop that goes. Now my 3 favorites. I saved these for the end. So this one here is a Bible dictionary. It's from 1948. It is $3. Now, that being said, I probably am not going to be tearing this up. This was strictly for me to be able to turn in here and learn a little deeper about different things. And so I thought, I just like the cover. I like the color of it. And teacher's edition, why not? I just thought it was cool to give it a little more insight for you guys, for myself. And like there's Mary Magdalene. Just awesomeness. Just some awesomeness inside of here. So that was these little plants and things. You know, I don't see myself using this for crafting, although that would make a really pretty journal cover. I'm going to take the value of the book as it is. Okay, now 2 other books that I got that were in a set. And they are both purple and golden. Look at this. I have a Weaver of Dreams, and I chose that one because of the name. And then the other one is Master of the Vineyard. And there was 3 other books just like this in this set, and I didn't grab them. And when I went back to grab them, another lady had grabbed them. But the covers are gorgeous. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. And there was, like I said, there was 3 other books. I'm wishing I would have grabbed them. So let's start with this one, The Master of the Vineyard by Myrtle Reed. This one was a 1910 book, is a 1910, not was, is, and it was $6. And the font in here is very cool to see. It would be a pretty easy read. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. Master of the Vineyard. I just thought, this is so cool. I've never seen any type of purple embedded golden book ever, really in pretty darn good condition for as old as it is. And yeah, I had to have it. And then there's this really pretty name here, Helene, from 1716. This is her address, West 31st Street, and December 1910. Maybe she was lending it out. I don't know, but just fun. Okay, and then this one has a little bit of like molding, I guess you would say, to the edge. It's inscripted. It's so pretty. And this one is pretty grungy. It's pretty dirty, but it's really pretty. This one was $9. This was from 1911. This one was $9. Yes, so pretty. I just think it's interesting to have the name of the title up here, chapter in the book, in red, and then this interesting text block, and to tell you what page you're on. It didn't really even fill up the entire... I don't understand why they didn't just extend that a little bit. But my guess would be books back then were tended to be a little smaller, and maybe this is so you can write your own little notes. I'm not really sure, but I found that to be interesting. So anyways, that was the most expensive one that I bought, was $9. That was my library's vintage book sale. All right. So moving along, when I go visit this lady in Sheridan from Ye Old Book Nook, I always find something. And I spent an hour and a half perusing and going up and down all her book rows. And I had to be very selective because I had just gone to the vintage book sale. Okay, so for all of the books that I'm about to show you, I paid $42 for. And I'm happily to have paid that because there's some beautiful books here. So this first one is How to Plan a Beautiful Wedding. Now, my daughter is getting married in less than a month. Oh my goodness. And I saw this sitting on the shelf and I was like, that's really cute. So this one here was $2. But it gives you lots of fun ideas. The military wedding, other types of wedding. There's an informal, there's a semi-formal, the home wedding, you know, how does the bridal party enter? It gives you lots of ideas. Now, this is far too late for us to, like, enjoy or implement pretty much any of these. But I just thought this would be fun to put in junk journals. This would be a fun book to play with. Okay. And then I got this one, The Birds of South Africa. I'm always on the lookout. Look at that. For books that I don't have, but also for books that are interesting. And these have really nice pages. They're not too thick. And they're not too thin. But it's got birds in here. Look at all them turkeys. Turkey-like guys. Vultures? Vultures. Yeah. Those are vultures, not turkeys. My bad. And then these are going to be some falcons. And just cool different images there. And then you go back to the maps. And then there's some more vultures that are black and white. And I just thought this was a cool book. Just a neat book. There's some owls on there. Ooh. Yeah, so this was a good buy. And I think this one was $2 as well. And it had a ruler on the back. Look. Never seen that before. Because you're like bird watching. You're like, yeah, let's see if that bird right there. Like I'm getting that close to birds. I can measure them with my ruler on my book. This is a fun one here. This is a mathematical tables and formulas. Something else that I don't have that I thought would be fun. Candy has sent me some pages very similar to this, and they're just a bunch of random numbers. I don't understand how to, I have no idea what's going on any of these pages so far. Oh, maybe here I could learn to understand the square root of different things, but I just thought it was fun to have some different pages. So these are math. This is a little math book. Yeah, no idea what's going on with that chart. All right. Then I went over and I found a couple of softbound things. So this is Stamps and Stories. And this one has a bunch of stamps. And I got this one because I have all my stamps. And I thought, well, I could, if I was curious, let's see if I can find one that I know that I have, that I've seen. Yeah, we all got the Queen, I think. Is there a Queen on here? Not on that one. I know I've got that guy. 12 cents. The library's texting me right now telling me my stuff is overdue. Or is due. 10 cents Washington. I don't understand. White paper without gum reprints. Issue 1861 perforated 12. If it looks like that, I guess maybe that's the value of it, or how many were printed. I don't know. I have to read a little bit more, but just cool to have this to look at to find different stamps, because I have a bunch, and I just thought, yeah, that's an informative, whoops, be careful with it, informative book that's about to fall apart, right? Okay. And then I found this one. This is a journal, Mic Drop Moments journal, and I thought this is cute. It is inspirational one-liners, and I thought this would be fun because sometimes God uses another person to plant a seed in our lives, and sometimes that seed doesn't sprout till decades later. Right on time. Cultivate. And then you can reflect about that over here. But this whole book here is empty. Gives you a lot of good prompts. You can always use that. You can also take that off to do like creative writing as well. And then I found this Sewing and Craft Simplicity, again, wedding little book here. But I got it because I liked the pink and the roses on the paper. And I just thought this would be cool to have some pretty little ladies in their bridal attire. Like, that's something, huh? Yeah. And you know, just cute, just cuteness. Can't say no to this. I don't plan on making a wedding journal or anything. My daughter does not like my journal. She doesn't like my grandma style. She does not care for it, which I respect, of course. Look at that pretty flower, iris bloom. But yeah, I thought it was cute, so I had to have it. And then I've got this really pretty Reader's Digest books. I'm a sucker for Reader's Digest. I love their mini books, but I also love their great big books. And this one is The Complete Book of the Garden. And it looks really fun on the cover here. Let's see what the inside looks like. Yep. Really deeply textured. Heavily rough. That is rough. Okay, we'll get into the book here. Look at that. Isn't that neat? These pages are not glossy, but then there are some that maybe are glossier. Oh, I guess it's really not that much glossier. So there's some maps, there's some images, true Reader's Digest style with the fun colors, and you can't go wrong. I mean, I've never been disappointed. The value of pages, I mean, just incredible. Like, look at this. I'm not going to need pages for a long time. Let's take a quick peek. I don't know. They might come out one at a time. It might not be. It doesn't appear. It appears to be glued in. Look at that big pine tree there for a Christmas page. Ooh. But yeah, still a lot of fun to be had. And this one was falling apart now. But I think it was just a couple of dollars. I don't think it was too bad. Some of her books aren't priced, and so they're just based on like whatever category. I don't know. She just there's signs. I didn't care to read the signs, you guys. And then really fun here. I love these books. Anytime I see any of these, I grab them because they're so fun. And I use them all the time, you guys. I show you all the time. This one's Wildflower Gardening, and I've never seen this one. Okay, I have 2 rose books, and I had 2 tree books. And now I've got this wildflower one. Look at the hot pink in here. Wowza. I mean, to you, it looks more like a pretty rose pink. But it is hot. It is like fluorescent pink. I'm not even kidding. I wish the camera did it better justice. So these pages are glossy. You've got to find the right application for using them. I like to use them for pockets and envelopes. And then I cut out the flowers that I like. But at the back of it is where the gold is. Look. I love cutting these flowers out. Look at that. You have to make a choice. This is the hardest thing for me to do. You have to choose. Okay, that wasn't hard because obviously I'm going to choose these yellow ones and these ones are going bye-bye. But you have to make a choice because they're flip-flop back and forth. But at some of the chapters sometimes it has beautiful old photos. Let's just see if I can find it. Look at that. And they give you some bigger images. Daisies. This one might not do it. But on a couple of the other ones at the chapter, let's see if it's going to do it. There it is, right here. I love these. These are my favorite pages in the whole book too, right here. I love that. And that's right before you go into the actual book. Because the rest of the chapters don't have that. They look like this. They have just a big heading. Like that. Just a big heading. It's so fun. So many fun pages. Okay, that was fun looking at. My last book that I'll share with you, and I'll let you go today, is some scripture crossword puzzles. A puzzle for every chapter in the New Testament. I've never seen anything like this either, and I thought that is so fun. I don't like crosswords. I've never been good at crosswords, but for some reason I had to have this, and I'll tell you why. Because it's the Bible. And I thought I might be able to find the answers in there. I don't know if there's going to be any easy. I don't know if it goes from easy to hard. I've just never been able to do it. He called his name Jesus. Number 46, a cross. See, I can't even. It's like mine right here. I know that one. Wife of Boaz. That was Ruth. I know one. Amazing. I know that off the top of my head. That was Ruth. Oh, yes, so awesome. That was my fun adventures that I had in the bookstores. I hope you had a great time coming along with me and spending some time looking at it. And we will see you soon in next video. Bye-bye.